What up, guys? Today we have some new stuff going on. I'm gonna show you guys some cool new things. I got pulled up on my other screen here. Not necessarily new things, but let's just jump into it. I'm gonna show you guys. So, check this out. We were trading Top Step. I got this. This was free for me, by the way, because Apex was like, "Hey, we're sorry about the whole situation. We are completely understanding, actually, so much so that we'll give you some discount codes." Actually, they were free codes. So, yeah. I have two more. I can get up to a $300,000 account. Two more. So I'm gonna do just slow. I'm gonna slowly roll them out, like do one at a time, so I don't, accidentally lose all the free accounts at once. But those I have to use them by December 31st. So, but yeah, basically what happened is Apex was like, hey, yeah, we're sorry for having you banned for the past 6 months. It was a mistake. We're sorry. And we basically messed up. And I was like, okay. Obviously, it's just kind of annoying. But then they're like, well, we'll give you some discount codes for compensation. So that's kind of what happened. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, I got this account for free. Then I have my Top Steps. I have my personal on my phone up here, and I have an account with Tradeify too. So we're locked in. We're ready to go. We're gonna be looking at the market, reviewing, seeing what we got going on, and hopefully taking the best trade we can. So, all right. And then let's open up Discord as well. And we'll start doing some charting, seeing what we got going on for the morning. As always, I'm really going to try not to force anything, not take a trade. Hey, what up, Snowman? I'm really going to try and force, not force, right? I'm really going to try and not force anything, not take a trade if there's no opportunity. Just kind of going to start charting things up, being chill. One thing I noticed, the nice thing about, I do think it's better to trade at my computer, like at my desk. But I will admit, when I'm like chilling and I'm just watching the market versus when I'm analyzing and actively watching the market, it makes a difference because when I'm not actively seeking and looking for trades, that's when they usually come to me. So it's kind of counterintuitive, but I actually get some of my best trades when I'm like watching London session or just chilling in bed. I'm not suggesting that's what I should do because obviously, I want to be able to be up and alert for my live trading window. But it is something to think about. Like, some of my best trades do happen when I'm just kind of chilling in bed. So I don't know what to do with that information, but anyway, we have a 5-minute for value gap here. We could definitely be getting a flow state out of this. Did you block that Reaper loser last night? Did I block it? What do you mean? Did I block it? Oh, Reaper. Oh, the dude. No, I don't really block anyone. Honestly, I don't really care what anyone thinks, to be honest. He can think what he wants, and it's just, I don't really care, if that makes sense. But yeah, that the rude guy. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, that's just part of being a person who makes their life public on the internet, right? You're gonna get people that just hate you for no reason. I'm just like in the mindset of I'm gonna be getting used to it. I don't care. I really don't care. There's gonna be always people like that. So this is very interesting, right? We had SMT. I hate to almost want to take a trade right now, but this is not bad, right? We have SMT with this high, with the 5-minute gap. We're 7:30. Yeah, I'm not trying to be that guy, but this is somewhat clean. We're 7:30 though. Yeah, so 7:30, that will be entering as an inducement above an old high, above 7:30. This really is not bad, guys. I think I'm going to take this, dude. This is actually clean. I know I just got on the chart, but sometimes you just got to trust your instincts here. This is really nice. I'm not going to lie. The way we're chilling above, we'll have an old high to induce. We'll tap the change in state right above 7:30. This is one you just, you see it and you're like, yeah, this is one where if I saw this trade in my back testing, I would be upset if I didn't take it. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this on the counts. This is a good trade, 5-minute, 30-second. So I will put stop above the S&T here. Okay. So this is going to be okay. Okay, so we gotta So I haven't set up the copy trading yet on Top Step for today. I mean, I'd hate to just start out the day with a loss, but it's good. It's a good trade. We haven't tapped it yet. Okay, so I'll put that limit sell in. We have not tapped it yet. Why is it not showing up? Why is the chart not live on Top Step? What? Okay, I'm ready to take it if we get it. But we have not tapped it yet. We're gonna, I guess, need to be a little bit more patient. So let's see. Let's really get some more information to figure out if this is really something that's a good trade or not. We have stacked SMTs too. Like with this high. So if we tap that change in state, that should be pretty nice, honestly. It's 5-minute premium BPR. Let's see how how Goldbach looks. I do not know why Top Step's not live. Why is the Top Step data? So your bias is bullish, right? Not necessarily, actually, because we have the RTH gap that will form to the down, that will be forming to the downside. So, I mean, it's not necessarily bullish. The RTH gap is going to form to the downside, and as well, a lot of time when you have a void like this, it needs to get rebalanced. So, not necessarily bullish. Okay, so we did not end up tapping the CISD. We did get an entry as an inducement of the high. So the way you could have taken this was like this instead. And you can see how this would have actually worked out. It's whatever, I don't really care. But you can clearly see that this would have worked out so far, right? So something for your notes, like this clearly looks like this clearly worked out so far. So right, you see what I'm saying? We induce a high with stacked SMTs into the 5-minute gap above the 30-second change in state, and I'm using the lower one here. Once again though, my preferred way to take this is upper change in state, inducing a high into the upper change in state. And once again, I don't know why Top Step's not loading really. Let's just try and reset Top Step and see if that fixes. Oh, I guess you can't see my screen. Right, like my preferred way would probably be to wait for this high to get induced. But I don't know. Once again, like I was just saying, if you looked at it like this, all of a sudden we'd already had the inducement, right? If you took that 30-second change of state, then we'd already have inducement here. So, kind of just depends how you look at it. This right here, this is a 90-minute SMT. Something else to consider, right? That was a 90-minute SMT. Okay, is Top Step live data yet or not? Why is the Top Step chart not live? I'm so confused. Maybe I might have to execute Top Step on my phone today, guys. I'm probably going to have to do that because I don't know why, but Top Step's not loading normally. So probably just going to have to execute Top Step on my phone. What up, Javier? Good morning. So here's what's going on right now. Right now, a possibility to consider is, hold on. I'm just trying to reframe the screens here. Okay, so I think Top Step on my phone is loading normally. Yeah, okay. Oh, there's some setting. Interesting. Well, I got it on my phone, so we're good. We're good on that. It's really not going to be a big deal. I'll just click the button on my phone. But back to my other screen. Actually, so Javier, this is what I'm kind of thinking right now is we do have a 5-minute premium for value gap. We had 730. We got an inducement of a high above 730. So we may just deliver lower right here. It's also possible we may need to tap the change in state one more time and then get like a second inducement. If that happens, then I might take that, but we're kind of just watching and waiting. Um, Something to consider is this was right at the start of the macro. So yeah, that was probably the opportunity and I missed it because I just didn't see that. Whatever. I had just barely gotten on the charts. It's really not that big a deal. Um I'm still trying to figure everything out right now. And you said the daily loss limit's up on the other. Oh, I didn't even. Honestly, I kind of forgot that. Okay. Okay, daily loss limit on Trade-Evate. Let me make sure this is set. 800. Not Trade-Evate. Tradeify. I need a daily loss limit on this. So 80. So that's going to be 1600. And yeah, it's aggressive on that account, but guess what? I have 3 different chances, so I don't care. Okay. So yeah, back to what I was saying. Oh, the copy trading. Let's make sure that's set up. Oh my gosh, there's a million things to make sure are set up correctly. Okay, the leader account is 179. Okay. Okay, we're good. We are good. Are we inducing the high right now? Shoot, dude. We have not induced the high yet. I want to see us induce the high and then tap the change in state. That's what I need to see. I haven't taken this yet. Okay, so when we tap this, right? When we tap this change in state, I'm good to go. I kind of want to see us get another SMT. Dang it. We didn't quite induce. We didn't tap the change in state yet. I mean, because here's the thing about this kind of trade. You can go break even. Okay, I want to find any reason not to take this trade. Is there any reason not to take this trade? Honestly, maybe. Hold up. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to chill out. This might not actually be that great of a trade. If you think about it, like the market's at all-time highs. You got to be careful when you're at all-time highs. And, well, this could easily turn lower resistance here. So you know what? It's not that great of a trade, actually. So I'm gonna just be chill, right? I'm gonna just be chill. This is part of trading. It's just understanding, like, you know what? That's actually not that great of a trade, objectively. Objectively speaking, we might even be in a propulsion block. Like, think about it like this, right? We might even be in a propulsion block where we have an OB, some kind of PB here. Yeah, let's just actually just chill here and watch. This might actually turn low resistance right here, and it might be better to take a long. So we'll see. We're going to be watching patiently and seeing what happens here. Yeah, this looks like it's going to turn low resistance now. So I'm very happy I did not do anything there. Okay, so yeah, so think about it like this, right? 5-minute BPR. So once again, I think eventually we could turn bearish because the RTH gap is below, and I'm glad I'm kind of getting my frame of mind a little bit more clear here. I definitely was maybe gonna jump into things a little too fast, but yeah, I'm getting my frame of mind a little bit more clear. And I'm realizing, okay, yes, we have the RTH gap below, but we're probably not going to go fill that if we do until market open, either market open or 10 a.m. And something else to consider is we should probably figure out like if there's news. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's not. It's a Monday, but you know, you should always check. Okay, so no news. So yeah, I'm just gonna be chill. And honestly, I think this could turn low resistance here. We might actually start exploding up to the upside. This is a 5-minute BPR. 30-second change. Yeah, this is looking pretty bullish. I can't even lie. Yeah. So do we take this? What do you guys think? Yes or no? 5-minute BPR, 30-second change in state. I don't know. If I'm not sure, I'm just gonna chill. There could always be more obvious of a trade, and I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of sending me mixed vibes because you kind of just feel it kind of just feels like we're in this like almost like a wedge thing, right? And so I'm just kind of, if I'm not sure, I'm just gonna chill. If I had to pick a side right now, probably lean towards expanding up to go run those highs. That's probably what I'd say right now. So 5-minute BPR, 30-second change in state. Let's go ahead and tape read this. I think this will work out, right? I think we're gonna break to the upside here. And then like that. And the reason top stop loss is so tight is because with this kind of a trade, I would expect us to probably just to go, not hesitate really here, because we already kind of broke this high. This isn't a trade that I'm willing to take a copy trade on though. This is, I would maybe consider taking it on a alt account, but I'm not doing alt account trades in my live trading window anymore. So I'm just tape reading. Once again, this is just a tape read. We're just kind of chilling, watching, waiting. Nothing is obvious to me yet because I don't know. We're kind of consolidating within these two ranges. I want to see some kind of I guess a narrative form. But if I had to pick something right now, I'd probably say this. You know what? Let's actually let's chill out. Let's actually just do some higher time frame analysis and look at the journal. So we are in a 1 hour for value gap. We are expanding higher. Then we are within this 15-minute BPR here. Yeah, and then 1 minute change in state right here. Okay, so you could definitely make the case that we're gonna go expand. And I think we had SMT at that low. Oh, we did. Yeah. Okay, so 15-minute BPR. We have SMT at the low. Yeah. And now it all makes sense, huh? Right? 15-minute BPR. 1 minute change in state. I like this one. See, I could see us going to run these highs, but once again, nothing obvious to take a real trade yet. But what I am saying is, 5-minute BPR or 15-minute BPR, 1-minute change in state. So we'll see. Just a little tape read here. Honestly, I kind of want to wait for market open. I think, just waiting for market open, typically that's just it's going to lead to higher probability trades, just the smart thing to do. So I might just go on a little walk and try and cool myself off and just relax and not do something stupid. So, yeah, it's part of trading, right? Just not doing something stupid in that first hour, honestly. So I'm going to go on a little walk, and then I'll come back. Like, sometimes profitable trading is just holding, like, on one hand, you gotta be able to take trades, right? You gotta be able to take trades. That's important, to just take something that is really good. But on the other hand, it is also holding yourself back. And so there's this balancing act that's going on at all times in your brain to not do something stupid. And that's not easy. It's not easy. Anyone saying it is, it's just not, right? But I want to make sure when I take a trade, I execute it saying, yeah, that was something, according to my back testing, that was not only valid, but also a good trade. That's something that I know with a high probability has a good chance to work. And based on my back testing, I'll have no regrets when I take that trade. That's what I want. That's what I want when I take a trade. Past that, I don't care. Past that, I don't care. But is that easy? No, it's not easy, right? It requires a lot of self-control, and that's why people like meditation so much. It's just all about self-control. So once again, right now, I'm going to just chill, because what is going on right now? What is going on right now? What up, Mayank? How are you, bro? Right now, I'm just going to be chilling, because what's going on? We are obviously in this wedge, this bull flag or bear flag or whatever you want to call it, like those retail traders say, right? I mean, I'm kind of a retail trader too, but you get what I mean, right? Like, we're in this little, like, wedge thing. So I'm just chilling. I want to see some kind of... I want to see something obvious start to form, right? I do think if I had to pick a side right now, well, I'm not even going to say, because I'm still kind of just trying to be patient. Later on, eventually, I think we will want to rebalance to the NWOG, because this is going to be an RTH gap below. But in the short term, I don't know. I don't know whether it's going to push higher. But you can see that when 930 does open, we're going to form an RTH gap to the downside. So I think, as always, the highest probability thing to do will be just see, okay, which way is market open going to go, and then how can we use that to our advantage. From a higher time frame perspective, obviously we're at all-time highs. So from that point of view, you kind of want to be bullish, but just understand that as well, the new week opening gap, a lot of time it needs to get rebalanced too before we continue higher. Both are valid points of view to have in this situation, I would say. Then again, I'm just trying to get better, just like you guys. So, yeah. Because on one hand, we have a 15-minute BPR here, but on the other hand, we need to see how we respond to this gap, right? The key is this gap, this external gap, because if this external gap doesn't get inversed and it holds, then the bears win, and we actually probably will go back and fill down these low. Eventually, maybe these low resistance lows get taken, right? This is a very nice draw on liquidity. If we were to ever come back here, this is just easy money to target, right? We know these are going to be low resistance when we come back there. But once again, with it being bullish, we don't know if it's going to happen right away. Right now, we did just get another bearish SMT with this high. So, right, something to consider, right? We just got bearish SMT. Maybe we will actually go lower off of this. This is once again, I think, 5-minute gap. So 5-minute for value gap. So what is that align with 30-second? So we've already kind of reacted off of it, but just to kind of show you, right, the 30-second change of state. This is why, once again, I like to say reactionary mindsets are going to win. People who are able to adapt and behave to what's happening currently in the market. Like if I stayed bullish here and then a rejection of that 30-second change of state, you'd never be able to catch a trade like that, because you're not thinking about what's happening in the market at this current second. You're constantly thinking. You kind of have to you have to train your brain to be thinking in real time and not looking at the past 20 candles. Because it's very easy to say, oh, it's bullish. No. Let's wait for what's the next candle going to be, right? Oh, we got to change the delivery down. It's that ability to react in real time to the candles that are printing right now. That's the real skill in trading. Not to say what happened already, but saying how are the candles next printing going to form, and how can I take advantage of those candles printing. So midnight, let's take a look at midnight, right? We are above midnight. So here's what I think has a decent chance to happen, right? We have midnight here. I think market will end up reversing to come down and fill to start to move towards targeting the RTH, but I just don't know when. So 730 was manipulated there. So once again, just kind of waiting and gonna react when the opportunity comes. So here's something to consider, right? Now people are bearish, right? But are we still within this like little wedge thing? Honestly, kinda, yeah. So bears might get wrecked now too. Something to consider. We're now below 730. 922 is about to form. We're inducing this low. It kind of depends whether we hold or we inverse this gap right here. Okay, look at this actually. Look at this. We're going to be inversing this BPR. Okay, so it's looking more bearish now. Where's 922? So 921, 922. Okay. So 5-minute for value gap, 30-second change in state. You know why this was such a good change in state? Why was this such a good change in state, guys? Why was this one so good? Because it rests perfectly at 730. Right, you see that? So that's why that change in state was actually really nice. So 30-second change in state. So now you can see we had AMD. And then we had the SMT with this high, right? We also had a, oh man, it was close to Phoenix model. It was close. So let's see, did we go 4 projections down? Let's say we measured it like this. Yeah, you can see we went 4 projections down. From the body, from here to here, we went 4 projections down. See that? From this change in state to the end of the body, I don't want to use the wick because in this case it's just too big of a wick. I don't want to use it. So look at that. Look at how we perfectly go 4 projections down, right? To go run these low resistance lows. Is that random? No, it's not. So at this point, once again, we are kind of just waiting for something obvious. As I said, we could still be within this wedge, but also yeah, patience is key. Patience is key. Yeah, I would say, look at this. We're obviously still within this little wedge thing, so I'm gonna be waiting. I'm gonna be waiting for something obvious. 15-minute BPR down here. We need to see what happens with this, if we inverse it or if we don't. You're bearish at open? Honestly, me too. I would probably lean bearish because I do want to see the RTH get filled. But that doesn't mean that we can't manipulate. Yeah, if you looked at this objectively, right? Look at this objectively. What's this? Change in state, right? What's that? Change in state. We obviously took 730 here. Where's 922? Where's 922? We are above 922 into the change in state. This could be actually 100% valid right here, right? We're above 922 into the change in state. We're rebalancing to equilibrium. Like this is clean, right? So this could very well be a really nice short opportunity. But I don't want to go rush into anything. We could very well be bullish here. So let's just chill. So 5-minute change in state off of, yeah, there's no 1 hour PD array, so I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. It's all patience to wait for something really good. Patience to wait for something really good, and that's the hard part. That's the hard part about trading. So now Now we could be delivering from that 15-minute BPR. Now we could be actually inversing this gap. But once again, is this obvious? According to my back testing, is this an obvious trade? Honestly, no. So once again, I'm not doing anything. I'm going to be chilling. I kind of still see us being in this wedge, right? So I'm going to be waiting. Honestly, it's a Monday. We don't even need to take a trade as far as I'm concerned. I don't even need to take a trade as far as I'm concerned. Because you always have to ask yourself, is this the high probability price action that I know high probability winning trades are going to form in this situation? I would say no. We're in between two fair value gaps, a bullish BPR, a bearish fair value gap. We have liquidity on either side. I'm not doing anything. I'm just not. I am keeping my eye on 730. I want to keep my eye on 922 as well. Look at that manipulation of 922, and then we go straight up. Yeah. 2 minutes till market open. Honestly, we could break either side. We really could break either side. I would be chilling. Honestly, though, I would love to see a retracement to the downside. I don't know. I want to see that. But I don't know if that's going to happen or not. Right? This is just low probability chop for me. So I'm going to chill. It's always interesting to see end dogs, right? 1 hour inside pin bar. Oh, interesting. Let me see. Oh yeah, 1 hour. Definitely. This is a very obvious pin bar. This is the FA signature we all know and love, right? Where we have that 1 hour Darth Maul lightsaber looking thing. We're just waiting for one side to break. So, nice observation, Javier. What I'm looking at is this thing right here that Javier just said, the 1 hour pin bar. So, yeah, I want to see one side of that break. Like I was saying, right? This is an inversion. This is an inversion right here, right? Is this a good inversion that I would take according to my back testing? No, there's a reason I didn't take it. It's just not. It's within this little wedge thing between two fair value gaps. I'm not convinced of anything there. It's just not something that I like according to my back testing. So I'm not taking this thing. I'm not taking that 2 minute. You're gonna try the pin bar? Yeah, I very well could see that pin bar being. We could deliver lower off of that. Or higher. We'll see. Oh wow. Yeah, straight up. So, honestly, we could definitely deliver up now. Pin bar. Let's see how this pin bar trade ended up going out, or would end up working out. Let's say we were trying FA strategy. So you're going long. Let's say we were trying FA strategy with this pin bar. Where do you put stop? Below the pin bar? So this definitely could play out, but I want to just chill. I don't want to. I'm not taking. A pin bar is not even one of my models, so I would never take that, right? I don't even know how to trade pin bars. what I am saying is it's interesting to look at, to learn about the market, to just take observations and learn. We are forming a bearish SMT, right? Something to consider is we got bearish SMT. Exactly, and I'm not rushing into anything. Right now we are forming bearish SMT. We are above every single true open. Watch the rejection block right here. This rejection block is nice because what happened with this rejection block on S&P? This rejection block took out all these highs. Right? So this right here, nice looking rejection block. So how could we anticipate the high on NASDAQ? Well, if S&P, goes back to Dark Phoenix, right? If S&P is having a Phoenix model, if S&P is having Phoenix model, then NASDAQ, we could possibly soup on NASDAQ. I'm not saying we should, but you get what I'm saying. Okay, so 15-minute, you can see we're reacting to the 15-minute rejection block here. 15-minute rejection block. So we might take a 1 minute out of this. So 15-minute rejection block. So what is this looking like, guys? Possible AMD. We manipulated both true opens. The entry would still be above the true open, right? This would be I don't even know if it's 90-minute SMT actually. Okay, this right here is 90-minute SMT. But honestly, like I said, if it's not high probability price action, do I need to execute anything? No, I can just tape read, right? So 15-minute rejection block, we do have 90-minute SMT. We are above both true opens. 15-minute rejection block. So we are just chilling. We're waiting for something obvious, and then not doing anything until we get that. Let's see if we tap consequent encroachment of the rejection block on S&P. That would be a nice confluence to say, oh hey, smart money's bearish because it tapped the rejection block CE. You can see it did, right? Look at that. CE of that rejection block perfectly tapped. Is there first present for value gap yet? Good question. So 929, 930, 931. Since this includes the 929 candle, this isn't the first presented for value gap. It needs to, the sequence of 3 candles for that creates the for value gap needs to start at 930. That 930 candle. So since the sequence of 3 candles includes the 929 candle, it's not valid. So, just chilling right now, honestly. I have no need to do anything right now, to be honest. So, what was this? Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Was it something I wanted to take? No. Was it something someone probably took? Yeah, it was probably something someone took. Just not me. Not my liking. But what they might have done is they might have said, okay, 5 minute for value gap. What they might have done is said 5 minute for value gap. And then 30-second change in state here. This is what they might have done. And now we are on our way to 4 projections. I actually might have hit it. Okay, so we are at 4 projections. This could be an area for us to get a reversal out of. We just hit the 4 projections of this model that occurred just now, right? So now we might have another 90-minute SMT. Let's see. We have partial London SMT with this low. And then, yeah, I guess there's not bullish SMT on the 90-minute. Why is my phone going crazy? Oh, I forgot. I have to get my phone out because I have to execute on Top Step and on Trade of 8. If I were to take a trade. I think that that change in state was nice, but I did not see it. Right, the one I'm referring to is the 30-second. It's very, very subtle, right? Let's try and focus on what's happening now. Right now, maybe we're getting aimed to the upside. I'm not going to try and focus on what's already occurred too much. I'm trying to focus on the future. Okay, we are getting a bullish SMT with this 530 low. So I don't think it's sequential though. It's a partial London one. I think the move is just chill. Honestly, there's nothing obvious, so I think the move is chill. But you can see this 1 minute change, this 30-second change in state here actually, it delivered price for projections perfectly, right? Okay. Okay, is there first presented for value gap yet? Now there is, right? Now there is. Now we have a first presented for value gap right here. So, we have a 90-minute SMT. We've had a sweep of the high. We have a first presented for value gap. Yeah, exactly. We have it now. So I don't know. For some reason, like my ideal trade is, I would almost love to see us like fake people long, come back down short, back test it, and then go lower. I don't know. That's just kind of like the vibes I'm feeling in this situation. I don't know, but I would prefer something like that, and then 15-second change in state back down. Like good people induced to go long, and then push back down, and then 15-second change in state retest, and then go lower. I love those types of situations where that kind of thing occurs, where we look like we're going one way, then we push back down, back test it the other way, and then go the other way, right? I like those a lot. So we did just manipulate 730, right? We just maybe induce, manipulate, whatever you want to call it, right? And we're getting a little tiny bearish SMT here. Okay, I don't mind this, but I don't think it's obvious enough. What I'd be looking for is like, I just need something obvious. Right now it's chop. Yo, Ethan, what up? Ethan, what's your bias? Ethan, what are you looking at right now? What do you think? Just kidding. Unless you want to provide your opinion, you can. Ethan's my sister's girlfriend. My sister's boyfriend. So. Okay, so first presented for value gap did just get inverse, and then we back tested maybe to the upside. So Ethan, this is what I was telling you about with the first presented for value gap is we're kind of here. This is getting kind of a little chaotic. Let's move this out of the way. Ooh, that's nice displacement. Oh, that doesn't look bad. So basically a possible short with this first presented for value gap. I guess you could take this if you want. Yeah, this is kind of the idea I was talking about, but I don't know. I just don't need to take it. I'm gonna be chill, but it's a very possible trade, right? So we might retest it one more time here. Okay, I actually don't mind it. I really don't. We have 90-minute SMT, then we have another low time frame SMT. But I just like to be super, super cautious here, right? Do we need to take it? Do we need to make, like... It's decent. It's pretty decent. Would be 1.6. I don't know. You could take it. Definitely not bad. Good RR. Definitely not bad. I just don't feel like I need to take it. I don't feel a burning desire to take this trade. I think it could work though. Sometimes you just hold yourself back just because. Sometimes you just do. I do think this has a decent chance to work, but it's a Monday. We're chopping around. I just don't feel a strong and burning desire to have to take this. Now, I would maybe consider taking this on an all account, but I can't take all account trades during my live trading window. So far it's working out, but once again, I just sometimes just self-control is the most valuable thing. Very well could work out, and you could go break even at this low. Alright, so no regrets there. No regrets. Looking like this might fail. Once again, I'm just not convinced either side. I think we're kind of just chopping in between sides right now. So clearly we are. Clearly. So no regrets right now. Definitely just chilling. I'm waiting for something undeniably obvious, and that's probably not going to happen till we get towards 10 a.m. So trading's hard, guys. So the level of self-control you need is ridiculous, right? The key is, though, when I execute a trade, I just want to make sure, like, yo, this trade aligns exactly with something that I've backtested that I know is high probability to work. That's the key. That is what I want. Past that, if it's a loss or a win, I'm accepting of it. I'm accepting whether it's a loss or a win. But the key is, does it align with my backtesting, and is it something that I'd be proud of? And then past that, you just gotta accept the odds because you don't have control over it, right? You're just trying your best. So, once again, why didn't I take that? Because it's just not... It's not convincing that we have to go down. It's just kind of chopping. And I don't feel the need to take trades right now in these conditions. If we were expanding, that first presented for value gap trade would have been nicer. Yeah, look at this, dude. This is not ideal for a trade at all. So, no trades for me right now, 100%. Right? I might go on a walk because I do not want to take a trade for no reason. That's bad. You get me? You feel me? Right? There's no reason to take a trade if it's not good enough. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta understand self-control. That is the reason most people lose, honestly. It's just the fact you can't hold yourself back when something's just mediocre. And that's the hardest part about trading. Dealing ranges plus FVGs plus OB, CSD, and the SMTs are superior. Exactly. Or dealing range and for value gap too. All of the above. So, what is going on right now? We actually could have a Phoenix model, right? We have a 90-minute SMT. We have a rejection block. This very well could be Phoenix. I actually don't mind this one because, I mean, we had accumulation, manipulation, and now what is this? Accumulation, inducement. And we'd be above all true opens. So, man, I don't mind this one. I don't necessarily mind this one. It kind of reminds me of that other trade that happened a long time ago. When I made the Phoenix model video, that initial Phoenix model video, it reminds me of that trade. So CE of this, I feel like you could go break even off of CE, but it's like, you never know. It could always fail, and that's just one thing I get hesitant about. But could this end up being nice? Yeah, it could. It very well could. So what I'm looking at is, right, we had an old 90-minute high. We swept out the high, so this was manipulation. So accumulation, manipulation, and then accumulation, inducement, and then delivery lower. That's it's a possibility, right? We're above every single true open. I would love to just take this on an alt account, honestly, because it's just not something I want to copy trade. It's not something I want to copy trade. It's more of like a trade I would take on a personal account for higher R just to see. You should watch the ICT's 18th October video. It's so good. I definitely want to. I'll have to. You'll have to remind me later exactly which video. But 18th October, I'll try and remember that. I'm not gonna take it because sometimes just the type of trade you're looking for a specific day like today, like I'm not looking for a Phoenix model today. Honestly, Phoenix model, it's gonna be high RR. It's type of trade I want to take in London session on my personal alt account. I don't necessarily want to take it in a copy trade across all my accounts right now, but you get what I'm saying, right? We could pop up above this high, induce into the rejection block, and then deliver lower. It's a possibility. And you can actually see, there we go, right here. This was Phoenix model as well, actually. So inducement of the high right here. And we didn't even tap consequent encroachment. We just induced the high right there. The trade looks good, by the way. Is there any opposing PD array which can block the downtrend? I don't know, but you have to understand that it looks good, but the market is at all-time highs. Inherently, a 1 minute rejection block at all-time highs, inherently, even though it looks good from an AMD point of view, it is still risky. And it is, I mean, it could definitely work, but it could also not work. And I'm trying to look for something that maybe isn't such a high RR trade that's more fitting of the type of trade I want to take today, which I don't know if this really fits it, right? You can already see that this initial Phoenix model hit 2.8, right? You see how we induced the high just tapping the rejection block, and that hits 2.8. So there might be another opportunity inducing this high again when we tap consequent encroachment. But just as I said before, it's just not necessarily the type of trade I'm looking for today on a No News Monday. It's very high RR, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys think this would be a good trade? Note as well, we have an old high over here. Yeah, it doesn't look bad. I don't know. It's definitely seek and destroy. I will say that. It's definitely seek and destroy. I don't feel the need to take a trade in these conditions. I just don't. I just don't want to. I don't want to. You have to realize, like, sometimes you just gotta hold your capital for better conditions. And these are not good conditions. But, like I said, theoretically, this Phoenix model, yeah, theoretically it could work. I'm not feeling the need to take it. I'm not gonna take it. If it was on an alt account, then yeah, I'd maybe try it. Maybe like going for like higher R. Just because I risk so small on those accounts, and then when they do hit, it's just like crazy RR. But this isn't. I'm not allowed to trade my alt accounts anymore in my live trading window, so I'm not gonna take it probably. One thing you could do is you could say, okay, I'm not going to take this unless we get 15-second change in state to the downside. That's one thing you could do. Also, pay attention to what time are we going to induce this high, right? What time? Because if it perfectly induces that high at a 369 time, that matters. That actually, it seems subtle, but if I see us get that manipulation candle and it wicks above, and it's like, it's just at that 369 time, I have just slightly more conviction, right? So what time is it? 9:55. So 10 plus 9 is 19, which is 9 plus 1 is 10, which is 1. So that's just a 1. It's not. So no need to do anything. So once again, could this be inducement? Yeah, I'm not taking this, though. Just for the record, I'm not taking this, but I like it. but it's a No News Monday Seek and Destroy, and I want to save capital for better conditions. But is this decent? I mean, I don't know. It's decent. It's decent. I'll just say it's decent. But once again, it's a 1 minute rejection block at all time highs. Does it need to work? It might not work. So I'm just chilling. So far, inducement playing out. Hey, what up, Kirk? Okay, so we are getting 15-second change of state. The next opportunity would be to take this as a flow state out of this, right? Where you say, okay, I'm taking this as 15-second change in state out of this. Not yet, but I don't mind taking a flow state out of this Phoenix model here. Like, let's say we got a displacement candle, and then so we already identified that inducement. Let's say we got a displacement candle. Okay, actually, yeah, I actually don't mind this. I'm not even gonna lie, guys. I think if we got a displacement candle, accumulation, so because once again, this is accumulation, manipulation, and then this is accumulation, inducement. This is again, if we got a displacement candle, our entry would be above 730, it'd be above 922. Then again, though, sometimes you just gotta accept it, seek and destroy, and you just don't want to do anything. I don't know. I'm gonna go on a walk because once again, I don't want to do something stupid. I don't want to do something stupid. Okay, how's it looking? Once again, guys, seek and destroy on a No News Monday. We have to understand the circumstances of what's going on right now, right? This is seek and destroy conditions on a No News Monday. This is not going to be high probability. This is not personally worth it for me. Could this play out? Yeah, it could play out. It could. It very well could. We just induced the high again, but I don't think it needs to. It doesn't need to. Which is especially when it's a 1 minute rejection block at all-time highs. I mean, objectively, you can clearly see that we actually held this 1 hour gap. So, yeah, honestly, it's probably gonna fail. But it might not. So what happened? You might be wondering, what do you mean? It held the 1 hour gap? Well, we had a 1 hour for value gap here, and then see how bad price action is? I don't need to take a trade in these conditions. I just don't. Sometimes, ooh, look at that though. Ooh. Sometimes you just have to say, wow, that was a nice call. Okay, so we are possibly getting AMD here. I mean, accumulation, inducement. Once again, though, I'm holding myself back. Yeah, nothing needing to do. Okay, see, like I said. So what ended up happening here? We ended up holding this 1 hour gap. We held this 1 hour gap. We went below 922. We went below 730. But what was this price action? Was this something high probability that I really wanted to take? No, it wasn't. And yes, someone asked me, why did you market the gap like that? That's not a fair value gap. Guys, it's an implied fair value gap, right? If you merge these candles together, this would be where the true fair value gap would be. So I'm implying that there's a fair value gap here. It's not, right? I'm not just being stupid. I know what a fair value gap is. I'm just implying that, this is where the actual imbalance is in price. So 1 hour, lined with the 5 minute. Clearly we took both true opens. And then we went higher, right? Once again, as being a intermediate trader, as being someone who's still trying to get better, someone like me, someone who's an advanced trader, they might have been able to catch this 1 hour gap, catch we were bullish, and then take something. For me, I want to wait for the high probability conditions. I want to be basically giving myself the best opportunities that I can and not trying to take a trade in something that is not as good of an opportunity, right? That's just how I feel. So, once again, very, very chill. This was also it was a 5 minute gap. So we have a 5 minute gap in discount right here. And by the way, interestingly, this ended up being Magneto effect because, well, that old SMT got taken by the new SMT. These are just little tiny notes I like to take in my head where you just observe things. So we had a new London SMT, 6 hour partial London SMT, partial because it's not with the actual low of London, it's just with that 6 hour time frame from 0 to 6. And then we took out the old 90 minute SMT, so that's Magneto effect, right? Where we have a new SMT, the drawn liquidity becomes the old SMT. But yeah, 5 minute fair value gap. Once again, 30-second change of state. These are the kinds of trades that are going to work on a day like today. These low time frame, stupid trades. These low time frame, stupid trades are the ones that are going to work on a day like today. You have to have really good awareness to be able to take these kinds of trades. It's not easy. But notice how the entry was below both of our time-based premium and discount levels. That's why I like true opens. See how the entry was below 730? It was below 922. Right? And so why did our Phoenix model fail? Because the market's not bearish. Market's not bearish. We're at all-time highs. It's a 1 minute rejection block. You have to understand the conditions and be very precautious. So 5 minute fair value gap, 30-second change in state. We tap the wick of it. We tap the wick of the change in state. I would have entered on the wick and then delivery higher, which also was an inducement of a low. So, inducement of this low right here. And then this is just really nice because look at the liquidity we had above. Look at the liquidity we had above. I mean, that's just, it's clear that's, this was an opportunity. But once again, this type of trade, like, this is an advanced trade. This is a very advanced trade. I can see them but that doesn't mean I can see them live. It's one thing to be able to acknowledge that they happened. Like I can see, okay, 5 minute fair value gap, 30-second change in state. We induced the low into the change in state with very obvious liquidity above. I can clearly see it, right? I'm at the level where I can clearly see it, even like 5 minutes after they happen. But taking it live is just so much slightly harder, right? It's just barely slightly harder to take it live. Right? And that's basically where I'm at. Is I just need to get to that point where I can catch it. But do you see what I'm saying? We induce the low into the change in state. So yeah, not needing to take a trade. I think Powell, it was like Powell Trade said earlier last week, he's like, I only took one trade this week. Monday was no trades. Tuesday took longs. Wednesday didn't like price action. Thursday I could have taken a trade, but it wasn't worth it. And then like guys, understand that good trading is literally just holding yourself back until you really, really like something. That it's not easy. I mean, obviously, someone theoretically could have taken this 3.5 to 1. And if they did, they are the GOAT. Because this is a very difficult trade to spot. It's very difficult. It's very, very difficult. It's great, but it's difficult. I'm not there yet to be able to catch these and then actually take them with conviction. Other people, sure, maybe someone's so good they can take this right now. That's great, but that's just not me yet. And I have to acknowledge, like, yeah, this is where I'm at right now. I'm just gotta stay humble here, right? I'm just trying to acknowledge. I just want to wait for something really obvious. Like, obviously, if I'd seen this in the moment, it's nice, but once again, difficult trade to see. All right. Like, very much, guys, just understand the context of today. It is a no news Monday. Low probability trading conditions because of it. Seek and destroy chop fest. Right? This is not where what I'm looking for when I want to risk money in the market. And that's the hard part of trading. Objectively, this is the hardest part. Is just holding yourself back. But you guys get why I didn't take it, right? Because it's a 1 minute rejection block at all time highs. Honestly, maybe there should just be a rule: just never take a 1 minute rejection block for Phoenix Model at all time highs. Because yeah, it's a 1 minute rejection block at all time highs, guys. Probabilistically, not the highest probability trade, Alright, so I might just chill here. I honestly don't know if I'll get anything today. You never know. Yeah, I'm just gonna chill. Guys, here's the thing. It's days like today where you have to understand no trade is a win. Because that means I'm not down to start the week, right? I'm not down like I would normally be to start the entire week. And that's a big deal. By the way, this is maybe a 2022 model on the 32nd. Right? We just broke structure. We formed a fair value gap in premium. But I'm not going to take it because it's all-time highs. But what I'm saying, right? It's days like today where you have to acknowledge that it's lower probability and, well, it's actually better to have no trade than be at a loss, objectively. So I'm just chilling. Once again, is this a high probability trade according to my backtesting? It's okay. I don't know if it's high probability, so I'm not doing anything. Exactly. Not taking any trades a profit. As far as I'm concerned, I didn't lose. That is a great way to start the week. Because honestly, guys, when I lose, psychologically speaking, you have to understand psychologically what happens when you lose on a Monday. The rest of the week just slowly just starts to spiral, and you slowly start to, get in this bad mindset that like. It's a bad mindset of oh, I suck at trading. When you don't, you just took a trade on a no news Monday that wasn't that good. This is why so many people don't even look at no news Mondays. Now I'm looking at it because I'm like, I've seen good stuff, but it's like right now this is not good. So I'm not doing anything. It's hard, guys. I'm not saying it's easy. It's not. And yeah, I mean I could just not show up today, but. I don't know. I kind of just believe in just showing up every single day. You never know. Sometimes there are Mondays that just have really clean price action. So in my opinion, you just gotta just show up for the allotted time. Sometimes not taking a trade is also a profitable day. Exactly, bro. So like, could this be a 2022 model? Sure, but honestly, I don't care. I don't care if it is. We did get SMT into it. Which is another reason why this could end up playing out. Right. So you see what I'm saying? Like, we swept out the high here. I guess what maybe would be a decent trade is, let's say we sweep out the high and we get onto the right-hand side of the curve here of this model. What might be nice is over here somewhere we take that first strike model right above 730. That actually wouldn't be bad. So, but once again, I'm just trying to just chill. So possible 2022 model, right, where basically we swept out the highs, we broke the lows. I mean, it's not possible. It is a 2022 model, but it's just at all-time highs, and I don't need to take it. Okay, let's see if this is in a GB partition, just for fun, because it's always interesting, right? It is interesting to see, like, when the fair value gap partition does line up, it's pretty cool. Yeah, so you can see we purge the top of the fair value gap partition. Yeah, look at that. Now we might need to go on a lower time frame. I would like to see the high be right here, the fair value gap be there on this lower time frame one. So, yeah, we somewhat were in that fair value gap. Once again, not obvious enough for me Okay, so this is working out, right? This is the reality of trading. Sometimes you're gonna get nice trades that work out. Sometimes you're not. The SMT into the 2022 gap, where basically you soup the high. This is up what 4R already, so that's clean. Once again, trading is difficult. It's difficult to see that. It's difficult to see that live. Impossible? No. Anyone saying it's impossible is just clueless, because it's possible. It's all possible. But it's like, possible is different than extremely, 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 extremely difficult. Right? They're very, very different things. So, where's the first presented for value gap? Honestly, guys, if I had to pick a side, I'd still be bullish here. I'm not even going to lie. I think from a 1 hour perspective, right, 1 hour is holding this fair value gap here. 1 hour is holding the fair value gap. I think you honestly probably got to stay bullish. I think being bearish is, it's probably a mistake here. I wouldn't trust that 2022 model, honestly. I think it worked out for that little bit of time, but I think maybe we'll come back down. We'll come back down, purge into the first presented for value gap, wherever it is. Right here. So watch the first presented for value gap. So let's get rid of this. Okay, so we're starting to frame out decent looking model here, where here we got SMT with partial SMT with London, right? Here we have the first presented for value gap. Okay, so basically the way you use the first presented for value gap in a situation like this is figure out, okay, are we going to respect it normally back to the upside, or are we going to inverse it, backtest it, and then go lower? Based off of that, whichever you think the draw on liquidity is, you can take a 15-second change and stay out of it. And sometimes it can be very tricky. Sometimes it's like a football player. Like sometimes they're gonna juke one way, and then they're gonna look like they're gonna go up, and then they go down and backtest it and go lower, right? So it's kind of like, I don't know, like in football where they're moving around super fast. You gotta figure out which way is it gonna juke, right? So far it's holding this. For me, I would not take this because when we get this change in state, the RR for where are you going to put your stop loss? You have to figure out where you're going to put your stop loss, and the stop loss would have to go. I mean, maybe you could take it like that. It's just, I don't know. For me, it's probably would not be worth it. Then again, we're kind of IOFEDing the old fair value gap there. So yeah, we did just take 730 here. We could just go for 1-to-1 today. That would be a very successful day on a No News Monday if we hit a 1-to-1. You guys know how awesome that would be. 1-to-1 on a No News Monday, that's fantastic, bro. That's fantastic. If you hit 1-to-1 every single day for an entire year, you know how much money you'd make? Come on, draw this out for me, please. So we purged this POC area, right? Okay, so we could just take 15-second change of state target 1-to-1. We could. Do I need to? I don't know. Once again, not taking a loss is kind of more valuable than taking a win on a day like today. But If it's good enough, maybe. Maybe. This will be going into 1020. So that is our Hydra macro. Let's get rid of this 2022 model. It's not really relevant anymore. It's kind of already happened. But once again, this could be liquidity sweep and then right hand side of the curve of a higher time frame sell model. Both are things to consider. I think if I had to pick a side, I think we'll stay bullish. But actually, I have no idea. Just chilling. Okay, looking like maybe we are respecting. Let's get rid of 922 for a second. Okay, so slowly starting to build up liquidity right here. Okay, this 15-second change in state. Not bad. Just targeting 1-to-1. Let's just tape read this. Let's tape read this. I've backtested every single day for like the past 14 months. So we're tape reading this. All right, that's looking good. You could take off the TP now if you wanted to target these highs, honestly. But I probably wouldn't. If I was being realistic, I'd probably just go like that. Once again, it's tape read. I'm not in love with it. Not in love with it. Once again, chop fest. Chop fest, chop fest, chop fest. We did, look at this. 5 minute for value gap right there. 5 minute for value gap. We're above 7:30, above 9:22, above midnight. So, okay, I think the ultimate trade, once again, the ultimate trade is this 5 minute for value gap, delivering price lower, back testing the first within for value gap, and then 15-second change and stay out of that. I think it's something to consider. Like this, this, and then this. Right, you kind of see what I'm saying? This 15 minute for value gap, nicely in premium, above 730. Once again, sometimes you just want to have self-control if it's not obvious. Okay, so the 15-minute change in state to the upside, the 15-second change in state to the upside is holding here. Once again, not a loss, not taking a loss on a No News Monday. Very nice. Exactly. Snowman, you see it, man. There's so many tricky stuff going on here. There's very much tricky stuff going on here. So, like I said, do I need to take a trade in this? No. Once again, first presented for value gap. I was just talking about how, based off of your opinion of are we going to go higher or lower, you're going to use this first presented for value gap as kind of like your checkpoint. Your checkpoint within the market, like, yo, we approved to go up. All right, we got change state off it. All right, we're approved. Versus we go through it, back test it, like, yo, we actually going down. Let's check. Let's ask the first presented for value gap. Yo, are we going down or are we going up? He's your little inside man, dude. The first presented for value gap's your little inside man. He's gonna tell you, like, based off of we expect it go up, we're gonna go up. If we go through it, back test it, and then go lower, we're gonna go down. But we're gonna interact with it. That's the key. We're gonna interact with it, and you see how we do that. What's good? What's up, Min H Lee? No trades so far. We are just chilling. Absolutely chilling. I think this is really low probability conditions. No News Monday, Chop Fest. Honestly, nothing I would have liked to have taken so far. I mean, it's hard though. I've been really having to hold myself back. It's not easy. Min. So yeah, so you might be wondering, how could I have taken your first strike model here, Jake? Well, very simple. We have 730 true open, by the way, right at the entry, which is so sick, right? This is all you do. First presented for value gap. Here's 15-second change in state, or you can use the lower one. Actually, the lower one works better. Look at this. 15-second change in state. You're wondering, Jake, how do you take your first strike model with this price action? This is how. 15-second change in state. You could use the higher one if you want to, either one. And then we induce this low. Once again, you can enter on the wick of the change in state. So bang, wick of the change in state. There you go. So my first strike model is change in state of delivery off the first presented for value gap. So go like this. Let's say you projected this out. Where do we go? Seven projections. For some reason, 7 projections is the secret number. I don't know why. 7 projections, though. Either 7 projections or 8 projections. Once again, very difficult to see. An extremely advanced trade. Not suggesting I would ever take it. Probably, unless I was like the GOAT of trading or something. Yeah, 7 projections up from this change in state here, off of the first presented for value gap, and it aligns with conceptually aligns with these low resistance highs. Conceptualize that, right? We want to pair our standard deviations with liquidity. You can see how this pairs with that. Self-control, guys. Self-control. So you see how the power, you see the power of just getting one entry with first strike? You guys see the power of it? Because if you just get your entry and then you're able to hold it with first strike, you can get in on a move that's going to expand for like forever. Like this could, as far as I know, this could keep going up to 30,000. You just got in. You're in. You're in for the entire ride up to 30,000. Congratulations. You're now a millionaire. You see why I like first strike so much? This is powerful stuff, guys, but it's not easy to do. It's like, it's very hard. It's very, very hard. Impossible? No. But hard, yes. It's hard to see this. Once again, I'm honestly not. I'm feeling no trade today. Sometimes you just gotta accept it. Just say, hey, today's no news Monday. Seek and destroy conditions. Not in love with it. Sometimes you gotta be able to say that, you know. And that's okay. Might go another walk, guys. Honestly. Let's go. I got another sub. Yeah, I might go on another walk, guys. Dude, it's obviously not good conditions. You gotta be able to control yourself here. This is so hard. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it at all. This is hard. This is hard. This is hard, guys. It's hard to not take a trade. It's hard. And it's hard. I mean, just personally, like, this is an internal battle for me. Like, it really is. Yeah, I felt no trade either. I took some anyways. Oh, no. No, man, no. Yeah, guys, I'm not gonna lie. I really think the smart thing to do here is just check out. I mean, when you're at all-time highs, on a Seek and Destroy known as Monday, no, just choppy price action. These are not conditions where you go into the market and say, yeah, this is where I want to risk money. Yeah, this is where I want to risk real money in the market. No, I don't. Yeah, I don't want to put myself in positions where it's like even slightly less probable that I'm going to take a win. It's just not worth it. Obviously, we noted there were trades. It's not like there's not. To say that there's not trades, well, that's not true. There are trades. It's just the skill you have to catch them is like bizarre. The skill you'd have to catch some of these trades is bizarre. There are trades, just not realistic ones humans can take, right? I mean, maybe if you are like the Magnus Carlsen of trading, one day, right? But that's just not where I'm at right now. So, yeah, I had the shorts aiming for the 1 hour sweep to the downside. Internal gap was playing out. Was in the money, but I let my stop get hit. All-time highs are crazy, though, so... Yeah, they are crazy, bro. But we did say, right? I did say very well today. I said initially, I kind of changed my mind after I said it, but initially I said, hey, the first presented for value gap, where all-time highs, the first presented, that's not it. This was the first presented for value gap. I said, the first presented for value gap might just come down, be support to go higher. That was the initial thought I had, and that ended up playing out. So, had you just gone in with that bias, that is the beauty of going in with one bias, is you could say, okay, I'm settled on the fact we're gonna go up, so I'm gonna take a 15-second change of state to the upside, and then now you'd be up 10R on that trade, or depends how you measured it, but. Yeah, up to there, that's 7R, so. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta be able to control yourself. Bro, you are following, strategy or something? What? You're asking me what my strategy is. I trade... ICT concepts, I trade anything to get on side with AMD. So basically, we look for market to go sideways, chop around, manipulate one side of a range, and then either take an inversion for value gap, a change in state, a 2022 model. And then I have other ways of getting on side with the market as well. But just basically identifying manipulation, get on side with distribution, use inversion for value gap, change of state, 2022 model, rejection block, which is Phoenix model. The list goes on, but those are the main four, honestly. Yeah, just basically wait for the market to chop around, manipulate one side, get on side with expansion. Yeah, look at that. By the way, guys, what is this? 1 minute, this is 5-minute CRT, so what is this? Once again, I did not say this in the moment. Obviously, if I saw this in the moment, that'd be nice, but I didn't, right? But if I did, what is this? We have a CRT, we have 5-minute candle range. Actually, I like both of these. So, 5-minute candle range. Then this candle manipulates both of these red candles, closes back within the range. Hey, what up, Ahmed? How's it going, bro? So this is how I trade CRT. Is basically you look for two either you could be one candle, it could be two. It's just like a series of red candles or just one singular candle. Either way, right? But in this case, I would use the series because it's just obvious that that's the candle range. Manipulate one side of the range. So then I take the open or close, which is whichever is lower, and anything below this is going to be optimal for longs. So anything below this is going to be optimal for longs, and then you look basically just I call this Genesis model. It's just based off my own back testing. I kind of figured it out. And you basically just anything below that, whichever is lower, open or close, you use to target the other side of the range. And then you can see how this played out on the lower time frame, right? So CRT can be nice, but we see how this is the initial candle range, so CRT range. And then you have that manipulation candle. We close back within the range. Okay, now this third candle, this is the entry candle. And then target the other side of the range. Another thing you can do about this is you can always look for lower time frame entry within that, but oh man, like I said, guys, nothing I like. I might just chill out, guys. I think if I can just end today with no trade, that's gonna be a huge win. So I'm just gonna chill out, watch on my phone. If I see anything, I'll come back. But I think I just gotta focus on not taking a loss today. So. But if I do see something nice, I'll come back. But I'm just gonna chill out. Once again, it's really easy. It's easy to catch it right after it happened. It's hard to catch it live. It's so hard. That's why you see no one doing it. That's why no one's out here doing it live, because it's hard. It's hard. It's stupid hard. Obviously, the market's been bullish. We had an hourly fair value gap here, got respected. Hourly fair value gap here, they got respected. Expansion to the upside. Yeah. Tough conditions, guys. I'm not in the mood. Not mood. I'm just not at a point where this is something that I want to trade. So you just gotta chill out. When you feel like that, you just gotta chill out. I mean, think about what would your future self do who was already a millionaire? They'd probably be sleeping in today, right? They probably wouldn't even want to look at this. They'd be like, all-time highs, get out of here, bro. I'm not trading that. Right? Because they don't need to. Because they're already a millionaire. They don't want to waste their money on stupid losses and low probability trades. Or they might be doing something else fun with their morning. Maybe getting coffee with their wife or girlfriend or something. They're not looking at this. They don't even care. They don't even care. Like, who cares? It's not something that they want to trade. Not gonna lie, I made a mistake on this trade when the first 15-minute candle didn't sweep out the FVG and close below it before considering a re-entry on the IVG. That should have been my first consideration before changing state. Yeah, but hey, man, you just learn every step of the way. You learn. It's all good, man. Just journal it, take note, and move forward. That's all you can do. All right, back to what I was saying. I'm just gonna chill out. If I do see something, I'll come back and and say something. But like I said, if I can just end today with no losses, I'm gonna be very happy. So. But guys, it's like Powell Trade says. Like Powell Trades, or yeah, I watched a video from Powell Trades earlier this week. He was like, "All right, GG, I'm out. Enjoy your day. Sounds good, bro." He was like, "Yo," he's like he only took one trade in the entire week, and it's like sometimes that's just profitable trading, right? Just chill it out. I'm tired, man. Okay, I'll let you guys know if I see something. Like I'm still watching, I see the inversion to the downside, but I'm not. I'm not in love with it. Here's the thing. Being at all-time highs and this exponential curve, I automatically discredit these. I don't know, even though it could work. Very well could work. Just I don't know. Not for me, I guess. Like, we're in an all-time highs exponential curve here. If anything, like, if I had to take a trade, like, let's say I had to take a trade today. Honestly, I'd probably go for a long once we come back down. Maybe we use the first for value gap again, right? That would be kind of cool. Once again, though, not trading this. Unless it was, like, crazy obvious, but... No N-Dogs to work with, no N-Wogs to work with. Hey, yo, we went to the New York session statistical manipulation level perfectly. Okay, that's kind of cool. Wait. Now, this could be 2022, right? We went to the... Nah, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, there's not even a fair value gap here. There's not even a fair value gap. How would it be 2022 if there's no fair value gap? Okay. Yeah, you see this high resistant exponential curve we had going on here. So what do you guys think? Let me know what you guys are thinking. I want to hear your input, but I'm honestly just trying to not take a loss today. Sure, maybe you could call this an implied for value gap. It's not worth it for me. Well, yeah, it might work. Look at that little implied gap there. 10-second change in state out of this. So 2-minute implied 2022 model, and then a 10-second change in state. It's an interesting thought, right? This could end up playing out, but I'm not betting money on it. It's not obvious. You never know. But I like the way we respected it, right? So why you might be wondering, why did you mark it out like that? Because I'm basically mushing all these candles together, conceptualizing it. From this low to this high, merging these two, this creates a gap. You see that gap getting respected? Like, this is just stuff that I've realized through hours and hours of chart time. Just merge candles together, you can see the inefficiencies that are forming without actually having to see the fair value gaps. And I can clearly see, the market respected that. So 10-second change in state out of a 2-minute implied gap, right? This could end up playing out. Ooh, this could end up playing out 1-to-1. You could target 1-to-1 here. Maybe even entering on a change in state retest here. Yeah, this could end up playing out here. Tape read. We got equal lows there. treat this probably as void. Yeah, so this already hit 1-1. Could I have taken that 1.5 to 1? Sure. I just don't want to take that. Could have worked. It did work. I didn't feel the need to take it. I thought about it. I won't lie. Like, you know, I crossed my mind, like, maybe. Like, the way we respected that 2-minute implied gap, it was nice. And then the way that we got that 15-second change in state momentum candle. Actually, guys, you could get in earlier with this change in state. With this one here. Now that I'm looking at that, you could have got in before that, but I would have waited for this. Once again, you could be targeting these equal lows. It's not probably what I probably would have targeted 1-1. And been done with that, but I don't know. 2-minute implied gap, 10-second change in state. So yeah, once again, there's a reason I didn't take it, right? Hey, yo, we might actually use that. Wait, imagine if we use this to go lower. That'd be nuts. I don't know. It's just, once again, it's just not bearish. And very much just happy not taking a loss here. That's the main thing. Same thing, right? We can merge all these candles together. What do we get? This actually reclaimed 3-minute gap. These reclaimed gaps are really nice. So 3-minute reclaimed gap. We create the gap. We sweep the low, and then we're using it again. What lines the 3-minute, 15-second. So yeah, we're getting 15-second change in state. I don't mind this, actually. This is the macro. I don't mind this. So I guess the way you would take this is you'd have to go on a 15-second change in state retest. Yeah, I don't know, guys. This ain't bad. This ain't bad. 40, 80. What do you guys think? Should I take it? 3-minute, old 3-minute gap here. We obviously swept liquidity, change in state. We're in the macro. Now we kind of already took the good liquidity, so probably won't take it anymore. That was the good liquidity I wanted. You can clearly see how this was just nicely framed like this. So we just took that, so I just am not a fan of it anymore, really. But you see how this 3-minute implied gap, not 3-minute implied gap, reclaimed gap got taken, and once we got 15-second change of state right away, now we're delivering higher. So it's 3-1 there. Actually, I think we got SMT there too. Pretty sure we did. No wonder this worked out so well. Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's SMT there. So 3-minute reclaimed gap. I love the signature, how we push down through it, come back up. This old gap is gonna be real nice here. And then target. I guess you could target there. Hey, you could still take it, but I don't know. Not a big fan of the fact that we already took out most of that good liquidity, so I wouldn't. So yeah, what was I looking at, by the way? What was I even looking at? Well, we had a 3-minute gap. Realistically, I'm just being honest, I would have targeted 1-1 and been done, because sometimes on days like today, you just want to win and you want to be done, right? That's kind of just how it goes on No News Monday. But like realistically, I might have just gone 15-second change in state. All right, let's just go for a 1-1 off of that. So that's what that was a 3-minute gap. We pushed down through it, closed back higher. I actually really like that. I know you might be like, wait, we inversed it and then used it again. Dude, that's actually good. You actually want to see the market refer back to an old gap that had already been crossed through. That's me. I got my 1-1 win and done. I was bullish. Hey, let's go, Shaney. Yeah, I was thinking about it. It's okay. I just don't want to take a loss today. I'm gonna be honest. I just don't want to take a loss today, and that's just how I'm feeling. Yeah, it's been bad. It's been bad, dude. Sometimes you just gotta accept that. I haven't taken a trade, bro. I'm just chilling. I have no desire to need to take a trade. I don't know. Just bad conditions, honestly. But if I did take a trade, I was probably closest. I was probably closest to taking that one. That was the one I was closest to taking. But even this, guys, is just I don't know. It's probably just not worth it for me. It's really what it is at the end of the day. Like, I'd rather just not waste trade on this, but it did work, which is cool. I've just seen higher probability stuff, but it worked, right? Cool, good job. There's a million ways to take a trade within this. It's one thing I learned, bro, is anytime No News Monday, I always go for 1-1s and go break even. If I want to go higher or lower, you have risk-free trade the partials. Yeah, I agree. I think 1-1s on No News Mondays with quick break evens, that's kind of like what you got to do, really, on a No News Monday. Seriously, though. Okay, what's going on? Look at S&P. S&P's generating a lot of lows here. By the way, 3 minutes until my live trading window's over. I'll be done in 3 minutes. Yeah, guys, I can't take a trade in these conditions. These are not good conditions. I'm not gonna lie. Watching S&P here. I wonder if we're gonna break through. This is the type of thing where if the S&P does start to slide, it's gonna rip. It's gonna rip. Is it me? But since last week, Tuesday been very slow. I thought there was decent opportunity on Wednesday and Thursday last week because the weekly profile was pretty clear. It was a midweek reversal weekly profile, so you could pretty clearly see we were going to reverse on Wednesday, and then I thought there was possibly opportunity on Thursday. But then again, everyone sees the market through a different lens. But I definitely did not necessarily catch anything, if that's what you're wondering. Okay, so we definitely kind of broke out this low here, so be interesting to see how S&P does respond to maybe the fact that we're starting to slide here. 2-minute change in state. I don't mind this 2-minute change in state on S&P, but once again, I'm not taking a trade at this point. So just entering as a change in state, I don't mind. Just change in state, 2-minute. You can I'm not saying to hold all the way down there, but I can just kind of tell like, yo, we'll actually probably just run liquidity if we hit to get this change in state. What about 3-minute? Okay, guys, I think it's 11. Yeah, it's 11:10 Eastern. I'm gonna get off the charts because guess what? This PA sucks. Do I need to take a trade in these conditions? No, right? I don't. So I'm gonna be done. Appreciate you guys. Self-control, baby. One day at a time. Self-control. Didn't take a loss. I'm very happy with that. Very, very, very happy with that. And with that, guys, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.